are here in a new recording space with Dylan.
Wait, no, this way. There we go. Hey, I'm still in the same recording space I'm always in. Same flare on my glasses and everything. But
And we got a resident bitch in to just make fun of and prove that he's gonna lose in January in our dedicated to art versus call to action C2A versus D2A match. Chris, the Skywalker, Doman.
so
Boo.
I guess welcome, Chris. But
Yes, thank you.
so I have to ask. I'm trying to figure out what this D2A thing is. All my podcast co-hosts are going on about. I kept thinking it was Danny and Danielle made a Danny to Action podcast because we're known for doing a lot of spin-offs here on this show. Are you like a friend of theirs? Did you win a fan contest to get on here? I'm confused.
Well, I mean, when it comes to the topic of, fan podcasts and whatnot, I hate to say it, but thank you, Brian Nussbaum. Hashtag China Sticks. My China Sticks army here right now. Dedicated Art was just a title I kind of just came up with when myself, Case, and Ryan McClellan were putting together a YouTube channel, and it just kind of stuck. D2A, was a fun little gimmick to throw on there. It's just something that we, just something to do.
Sure.
So,
right. And as the resident host today of Data, we are going to be breaking down the Schmodown singles brackets because Dylan here has decided to not make one yet.
I made one and submitted it. It was just on my other work computer. I have not since made a new one.
So Dylan, shut the fuck up because you weren't prepared yet.
I would rather just call them out as we go at this point because it's just like 5 extra seconds to me to put something on the screen.
Yeah.
True.
And actually, before I forget to mention, Dylan, you know that I'm 100% behind you on hashtag Schmodown Nashville. That needs to happen.
All right. D2A is on the good side. I'm trading over.
He's on the good side now. So here, let's start with mine because I already have it pulled up and we can talk. And apparently it's going viral because fucking my count out decided to throw a little bit over it.
Oh,
and here it is, everyone. My brackets.
Look at this.
I'm not sure how to make it bigger.
No, that's fine.
That's fine.
It doesn't need to be bigger.
Let's just say I got some hot takes, people.
So here's my theory.
Okay.
Chance Ellison has only lost to champions. He lost to Ethan Irwin, who then went to win the singles title. And then he went and lost to Paulo Yama, who then became singles champion. So, and there's nothing else wrong with this bracket, I swear. Nothing else questionable or.
That's where you and I, I'll respectfully disagree with you. Why do you have Paul Preston so high? Like I know that he's a friend of your guys' channel, and that's fair. That's fair. You want to support your friends. You want to believe in them. You want to see them succeed. I just don't think he has the experience, nor do I think he has the overall breadth of knowledge that's needed to actually, win one of these things.
So I understand what you're saying. However, I would lobby against you and say the same thing goes for someone like Brendan Meyer, who a lot of people have in the finals. For me, I'm looking purely at Preston's stats. He has had 2 perfect rounds, a 7-point and a 6-point. Very good in 4 matches. He's also had very dominant round 2s. And the round 3s he's played have all been very good. Even in his loss to Lon Harris, he still answered more questions correct. I think he's incredible, and for every match he plays, he'll become better. The first match against Lon, I think he takes because, again, last time he was better. Just got fucked in that last question. Bateman, I don't think has as strong of a singles game per se. So it's a tight win, but it's a win nonetheless. And then I think he blows Brendan Meyer out of the water.
Okay, so let me start by saying that the sheer corruption fangirling happening in the Call to Action podcast
Suck a dick, Dylan.
has gone
Never
too far. Let me start by saying Chance doesn't make it past Bibbs in the first round. I'm telling you all right now. Bibbs takes round 1, and it's going to be who's everyone playing? Oh man, yeah, Haley Fouch. That's right.
Dylan, send me your fucking bracket so we can see it.
Not ever. So I'm too busy talking about yours. So in addition to that, the biggest likely upset in this whole thing I honestly is saying right now is Haley Fouch versus Irwin at New York. And
Possibly.
I still have Irwin going ahead, which would mean that in some unforgivable universe that Bibbs sneezes on his third round and then like Chance beats him in that, he definitely does not beat Ethan Irwin. And you can find your stats to validate me on that one all day because Irwin is a former champ and incredible.
Chance almost beat Irwin in his first singles match ever.
Great point, James. Irwin's already beaten Chance. Also,
no. If we're using Preston as a comparison, Preston gets better with every match. He learns the game better. Ellison didn't know the game then, and he's had a lot of.
Well, no, James. Let me correct you there. It's not that he didn't know this particular game. It's that he knew everybody's games way too fucking well. Because lest we forget, he was in literally every single fan league. He was in Full Metal. He was in Multiplex. He was in the one that shall not be named. Like he was in There'll Be Trivia. He's been in every fucking league. So like he knew so many games he couldn't focus on just going for one belt. But now that he's in the Schmodown, he's been nothing but killing it.
And no spoilers for the Shardwolves match.
Of course not.
But his gameplay there is what's convincing me that he can take this.
Same.
And if y'all have seen it, you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
That is what sold me that Chance would get this far. If it wasn't for that match, I would have Bibbs beating him and then Bibbs being in the finals.
Yeah.
But I'm still pushing it. Him versus Bibiani, the winner of that takes the belt.
You know what? You might be onto something.
All right. So, are we done discussing my bracket and why it's 100% correct?
Not.
No, we're not. Because I'm sorry. Look, Silvestrini is one of the best people in this entire community. She really is.
I don't like where this is going already.
But
Go ahead.
Of course, I'm gonna fucking say it because John Roca, he's a 2-time champion.
Ooh.
He knows way more shit than Rachel does. I'm sorry.
Okay, are you so far up Roka's ass? You're the puppet controlling him. He's a two-time champ. We're done with his shtick.
I mean, I wish I had telepathy so I could just give him answers all day, but unfortunately,
he needs that to win a match. His season so far has been shit. He's been gifted 2 team wins, and he got TKO'd in his singles title shot or contenders match, whatever. He has not had a
number 1 contenders match, yeah. But you also got to keep in mind, Bibiani was perfect that day.
Okay, and I'm still.
And granted, you also got in fairness to Roca, he's been real fucking busy with all of the Collider Sports Time and his new show, The Geek Buddies. But in a way, he's also been using his podcast as a way to sort of help him study. Like, listen to any episode of the Top 10 show, and literally, like, I hear him mention the Schmodown anywhere from 4 to 5 times per episode. Even though Nos is always like, yeah, and this is why I fucking quit that game. And I'm like,
no argument. I'm not arguing with that. However, I think we've seen Silvestrini play amazing games, and I'm still on the side that if she was in a better headspace in her day against Preston, she could have won the match. And if Preston's going to the fucking semis, Silvestrini can beat Roca.
I also don't have Preston getting past round 1, as we'll see.
You're a bitch.
Oof. I will commentate on the fact that sorry, I was filling out my bracket finally. I was from what I remembered. Sure, Roca is a 2-time champion, but he is also a full-time loser this season. The only ones he's beaten so far has been tag team layups, and that's been it. I mean, his performance, like, even if I wasn't a Roca hater in that camp, I would sit there and say Roca has been pretty lukewarm this season against people that are actually a challenge. And in singles, I think Rachel's going to give him a much harder run than he's expecting. And I think he's going to get rolled. I think he's secretly going to get rolled. I don't think it's going to be like by a landslide. I'll make the joke that it will. But I really do think in round 3 that she's going to clutch it out, and people are going to be surprised by how much Silvestrini actually knows.
And I mean, and also let's just look at like Roca this season. he was almost knocked out by corruption. Yes, he did get he got a knockout and a TKO over the Wild Berries and the Double Toasted. But again, not very solid teams. And I think it's undeniable that he is a good player and he has put up good games. But when put in these tough situations, he falls apart.
That actually is a fair point where, you know, the people who actually should give him a challenge, he has crumbled under the pressure, and it's kind of a shame. But also at the same time, he also had one hell of a year last year. He seriously did. He had arguably his best season last year, and Rocha has been one of those players where he literally goes in ebbs and flows. Where, you know, 2016 he was the hottest commodity, period.
Yep.
2017, the wheels started to kind of fall apart until the very end. And then 2018, like I said, he goes and has arguably his best season since. And this year, it is a little bit more of an ebb and flow, but I almost feel like there's a good possibility this could be like his one last true go at the belt, and then he'll probably hang it up for real, and then we can just be like, well, thank you, Rocha. We'll put you out to pasture. Bye-bye.
So I'll meet you halfway, Domin, and say that this is his last run for the belt, and that this is the last chance he gets before he just retires. He's going to play into this. He's going to lose round one and say, you know what? Maybe it's a young man's game now. Maybe I shouldn't be playing. And then they'll finally finish the documentary that they've been saying that they're going to do on Rocha because they're just waiting for him to call retirement.
No, I think this isn't his retirement. I think the team's tournament is.
Oh, yeah. After teams and he loses in round two because they'll get a layup in round one.
That's purely based on the fact that Dan Murrell still needs to use his title shot. So I think if we totally count out teams, guarantees that Dan uses it as spectacular, which is honestly just sort of uninteresting because it's predictable. But that's just me.
Yeah.
Which is always confusing as to why Dan's not even in the singles tournament to begin with.
Well,
probably just a booking issue, honestly.
Probably.
That's usually the source of most of our answers is it's a booking issue. Same reason why we know that we're not getting Guy in there. Same reason we're not getting a lot of people who probably should be in there.
Well, also, Paul, was it taped 4 weeks in a row?
Who wasn't? Oh, Del Rio?
No, Preston.
No, Preston.
Oh, Preston, sorry.
And he put out a tweet on Friday like, wait, I don't have a match coming out this Friday? What is this? Not a Friday in August? Great, dude. All right. Because we're done with my boring shit, let's jump back to Mr. Christopher.
And this one is, I'll admit, I was just going from the heart. I had no head, no stats. I'm just like, who do I want to win? That was literally my thought process going into this. So
what I'm seeing is that you're Chris Clark.
Ooh. Yeah, that. Wait.
You know,
if he was Chris Clark, there'd be a lot more bibs, and he'd be a little bit more right.
And like I said, I'll admit, I'm a little bit. Now, if I was going to go for an actual true bracket that was just, gonna where I took everything into account, because I'll be honest, I made this thing in 10 minutes.
Hey, you too, huh?
Oops.
Thank you, Abby, for agreeing.
Abby.
Oh, Abby, you're actually 100% right. You're 100% right. I took no time in cooking this thing properly. But some of these choices I actually will legitimately defend. Like, for example, Chance over Bibbs. Because Chance is on the hotter hand than Bibiani is, as far as singles goes and as far as just overall gameplay, because he's spending more time in the ring than Bibiani. Bibiani's getting more time in the cutscenes, but Chance is getting more time in the ring. And that's kind of what matters in terms of the game.
Well, I think it's hard. I think Bibiani has incredible days, and it really, I think the thing that defines Bibiani isn't round 3, it's the 5-pointer.
Yeah.
Because if he wins, it's like a TKO, it's a dominant game, everything. Mm-hmm. If he loses, it's down to the wire.
Because he missed the 5-pointer.
Yeah. And I would agree with that much that, Bibiani is definitely And for a long time, it's been the round 3 curse for him. He's just taken the L across the board on that one. And a lot of this season has contributed to them not ever really getting to round 3. But the past couple times that he has gone to round 3, other than besides his match with Merle, he's actually been pretty clutch. I mean, I can't think of a time off the top of my head where he's gone to round 3 and he ended up losing too often. Even in, I don't care, James. I'm not needing an example, but
Title match against Roca.
Match against Roca.
Asking about Elizabeth Debicki and the Man from Uncle, which is
it's the first 5-pointer I remember getting.
Christian Jacobs was Irwin is 7-3. People act like he's unbeaten. It's not that he's unbeaten. It just takes a good lord of effort to beat him. You had to get Earl on his best.
Beat him. John Roca, Dan Merle, and Bibiani.
Roca beat Irwin?
No.
It was they played was a 3-way with him, Bibbs, and Roca, and Roca went out first.
Yeah.
Was it Clark maybe?
Clark lost to Irwin.
Yeah, on the south side with you.
Yeah.
So who's the third loss then?
Draco.
Draco,
yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And Draco, Merle, Bibiani.
Bibbs, that's right. Right. So, yeah. That's why I have Bibbs ahead on mine for a lot of this, actually. But all right, yeah, sorry. I'm actually paying attention to these brackets now. I've only been partially paying attention because I finally have mine filled out and it looks good. Irwin going across the board looks good until he runs into Ellison, which is bad because Ellison doesn't make it out of round 1. And again, both of you guys are in this unbelievable world that if Chance does beat Bibbs, which whatever, he's pretty hot right now. I'll give him a coin flip that it's about 50-50. He definitely doesn't recreate the magic to hit him on the second one.
No. Here's the issue we face.
Mm-hmm.
Janine and Mike is probably the tightest matchup in the tournament after Chance and Bibbs.
Oh, yeah.
But ain't no way is Roca beating either of them. We've already seen that Janine can beat Roca.
Mm-hmm.
And we've seen Mike get a TKO over her. Granted, it was opponent's choice and a really bullshit win, but he's still beaten her, which means they both can play above Roca's level.
So,
unless you light that fire under Roca's ass, he's not making it past the second round.
I don't think that you can light a dead body on fire, and it's still just a dead body. Like, here's the thing. Roca, we're looking at Roca against Silvestrini, and we'll say that, Roca has a good day, and he beats Silvestrini on this off chance. Mike's had his number this whole season, pretty much. He's beat every time he played Roca. Janine, and the one time that she has played Roca was in the Manager Bowl, and she outlasted him. She outlasted almost every single person but McWeeny. So Roca wins to neither of those two people recently. And those are both in singles. Don't forget Mike defeated Roca twice in teams. Yeah, exactly my point. Is that
Mike only beat Roca in teams, in fairness.
In fairness. But, all right.
Twice.
And then the one time that he did beat Roca, it was a perfect run for Mike. It's a perfect game. So,
yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, listen, Mike's on a much hotter streak, and Roca's been on the decline for a minute. And I think that the Founding Fathers taking those L's against real competition twice in a row has been really symbolic of that. And trust me, I'm so on that myself because I don't want to vote for that team, but I did get stuck with them in my fantasy draft, so them losing is kind of annoying to me.
Whoa, stuck.
Not by choice. Fuck you, James. I see where you're going. Go fuck yourself. They were literally the only other team left at the time, and I got stuck with them. So, yeah.
I do also want to point out, you can get in Roca's head, and Mike will do that. To point out to the greatest moment in all of the Schmodown, in Action versus Top 10 1, they literally got, was it Chris Jericho? I forgot who it was.
Yeah, no.
DMX.
Yeah, they got DMX kind of promo saying, fuck you, Roca, you're nothing. Like, that's all you need. You need to get in his head and fuck with him to make him lose.
Yeah.
And Mike can do that.
Roca's flappable. I think Chance can be flappable as well. But firstly, let me even look on this other side of the bracket. Holy Jesus Christ. Seibold going all the way to the finals.
No.
No.
Again, wish fulfillment. Like, if there's any person who I feel is way more Xbox. Sorry. Thank you. Thank you, whoever corrected me in the chat.
I got you, chat. Don't worry. I know it wasn't DMX, although that would have been really entertaining as well.
Yeah, would have. It's pure wish fulfillment. Like again, I did this in 10 minutes. I went with my heart purely because if I was gonna go off of stats, I actually could see Riley possibly making it to the semis because his singles career has been a little iffy. But I also do think that with just a little bit more time studying and, well, spoiler alert, I have been part of those study sessions with him. So,
Lucky bastard.
Yeah, shut up, James.
Abby, you aren't wrong, girl. Preach to the choir. He does let the underdog win way too often with that one.
Cybold, by the way.
Yes, if we're going off of correct pronunciation and all that jazz.
Don't do that here. Not on this podcast.
Yeah, because Billy calls fucking Snyder Schneider no matter how much I correct him.
Yeah, I refuse to. It's a Jewish name to me. I'm not convinced he's not partially Jewish. Nothing against him. Just
He's Jewish.
Oh,
He's on our interview.
He's very much Jewish.
Right, I figured. So, either way.
So I mean, and for all I know, I mean, hell, it could be Meyer going all the way, or it could be Stacy, or on the craziest possible thing, it could be Liz Shannon Miller literally upsetting everybody because I can't name anyone who actually has her beating Bateman.
I've seen 2, I think. Maybe.
I don't got her. All right, spoilers on mine coming up. I definitely don't have her beating Bateman. But if you were to tell me one person in this whole thing that would dark horse the whole tournament, at least into the finals, it'd be amazing to see it run to the finals. But if you would call it dark horse match, Liz beating Bateman, not totally out of the realm of possibility. After SR beat JTE, I was just like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Maybe people have been saying for a long time that she's just like so player and her presence doesn't give enough on it. But that trivia spoke for itself.
I think she's good.
Also, I hate to say it, but I think everyone kind of overrates JT as a singles competitor. In a team, he is on fire.
Oh yeah,
he hasn't had a good singles match in 2 seasons.
No, his last good singles match, I'd say, was 2017.
Yeah, his last it's been Liz Shannon Miller, John Harris, pretty much gone for 2018. Besides the 3-way in the beginning, and it has tournament season.
Yeah. That John Harris match was actually really good, though, to be fair. It was a lot better than it deserved to be.
Yeah.
Go back on it. Plus, it is probably the funniest match of the season besides Dagnino against RMD.
Oh,
dear
God.
Yeah.
Okay, I do want to point something out because I know it's going to come up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Riley can become a finalist. And that's done purely on his match against Snyder.
Yeah.
It's the only time we've seen his
because he had him. He had him.
Spinners and opponents, and he fucking lost somehow. He's inconsistent in singles. I don't know what's changed since he won the belt back in 2016, but it's done.
It's that old man generation, man. I'm not saying he's a bad player. He's obviously a super good player. He
doesn't study, and that's the issue.
But people keep holding that. I keep hearing the phrases "former champ" so often, and how many times has that been an excuse to make a player feel better about losing? I'm telling you, a lot, especially this season.
Okay, when you say all that, fair point. And again, 10 minutes. 10 minutes. I didn't take any time on this. If I truly had, this would be a much different bracket. So yes, by all means, guys, I'm more than happy to take the flack. Please give me your best. Tweet at me at Skywalker Doman why I'm super wrong. Please, by all means, I appreciate it.
But Doman, because you're on our show for the first time and you've buttered me up with the Schmodown Nashville talk, I won't hammer you too hard today.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
We'll have to figure out what D2A actually is. I think it's a reactor podcast to other reactors. I think you're I don't know. Do you guys watch our episodes and then tell us react to them? I don't get it, so I'll figure it out later. But
sadly, we don't.
So Dylan, you can share your screen whenever you want to open up your bracket.
I got you.
But
let me show you what a real bracket looks like real quick. Let me figure out how to work this.
I have a real bracket. Yes,
Nope. There we go. Share screen. Yeah, I don't want to share these two. Yeah,
Let's talk about how JTE is oof.
All right. How do I make this get zoomed in on? This is way too small. That's what.
Jesus Christ.
Let me do 500, huh? There we go.
There we go.
Just real break it down. What? Damn it, Dylan. We just talked about this.
Did we?
Yes,
What I need to do. There we go.
we literally just talked about it.
What did we talk about?
I don't know what day did we talk about because
Riley.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was saying, and you're calling, and you know, sure, you want to be like, oh, he doesn't study, even though I've been in a couple study sessions with him already.
Oh, good for you, Dylan. People actually like you.
Hey, some of the people like us. It's just whenever James keeps talking, that's whenever we
Fuck
usually.
you, Dylan.
You know,
As the
Fair
only
enough.
one here to hold a belt, I think I am due some
Anything you
money.
can hold a belt. You gotta
James,
earn a belt.
you want to try that one again?
I haven't seen a picture with you holding a belt.
Yeah, it's because you got to actually earn a belt first.
Mhm.
No. I literally.
No,
held a belt.
James, I've seen you. No. You didn't earn a belt. You got to take a photograph.
Yeah, I held the
You have
belt.
to actually participate in a title match. I don't care if it's fan leagues or Schmodown. You got to earn a belt before you truly have earned
I
the right to hold
held-
that belt.
Belt. I physically
Yeah,
harassed.
while we're going on about that, what do you think about my bracket? Because it's clearly the winning bracket. Feel free to go ahead and agree with me in the comments below.
Yeah, James loses all the viewers. What else is new? That's another episode of Call to Action right here.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
Okay,
boy.
you know what? All right. If I really had taken the time, your left side is a little closer to how I would have probably had mine. I still would have had Harris over Preston, but that actually is a.
Yeah.
Your left side's fair. Your left side is totally fair.
Yeah,
This seems like a very well-made bracket.
which is funny because spoiler, about 3 minutes, I realized. So I was at work and I was like, "When's the deadline for that bracket?" 2 p.m. PST. What time is that for me? Oh shit! Literally, it just was like this match. Oh, he takes this. He takes this. He takes it. He takes it. Takes. Boom, boom, boom. Call it a day. But I mean, you guys can look across the board. The far right corner has been the most controversial between you two, with just having Chance go all the way. And I'm telling you, he's not. He just isn't. He's not beating Bibbs.
No, see, and we're agreeing with you. Whoever wins that match is a finalist, guaranteed.
Oh
If
yeah.
not,
Well, it's kind of like, you know, here to give a quick plug for the Movie Trivia Face Off. Go check them out. They're a great YouTube league. It's like I've kept saying. If I get past Dollface, and then the winner of myself and Sean Sandberg, that will be your finalist on that side of the bracket.
Mhm.
Sorry to say it. You know, sorry to give disrespect to Campbell and all the rest of them, but you know.
Oh no! You got to get past Campbell. That's tough. He pitched a perfect game against me, which came out today. Fuck you, Campbell. That's dangerous. You gotta get past that.
Good
Yeah,
job.
but here's the thing. Campbell rarely studies, and I don't really see hands on screen that often.
Oh, I've only
So-
kind of heard about this stuff going on. Are we going
I'm-
into Google Game?
No. I'm actually half kidding because let's be fair, he was Paul Oyama's partner, so yeah, he knows his shit. But I've beaten him once. I can beat him again.
And now he's Boatman's
Partner, the bitch.
So like,
Yeah.
he keeps lining himself up with losers. I don't get it.
So, chat, I think we can all agree that at least my 3-minute bracket is the most logical bracket out of all of these.
Wait.
Minus Silvestrini and Preston. It's
Oh,
fair.
no.
It's
So,
fair.
let me-
Ben is not going to the finals. I guarantee you, Ben will not make the finals.
Oh yeah, no, that too.
Here's my only thing. So, at first glance, I sat there and said to myself, I don't see Bateman in finals until I looked at the brackets and played it out. So, looking at just Bateman's run, Bateman has to go up against Liz Shannon Miller, and her last match was rough. The other two matches have been pretty middle of the lane good. She's won, but it's not been like a blowout by any means whatsoever. Bateman this season has actually been not so great. He came off a win from Guy, and even then that was double winner opponent's choice followed by double spinner's choice. So, welcome back to Wheelgate Podcast. We'll get into that.
Oh god, keep me out of it. Keep me out of it.
Not to get into there. On top of the whatever the next match was. Oh yeah, the mic stuff and all that. And yeah, we're past the point where we can talk about it now. We can talk about it.
Yeah, we can talk about it.
So I originally went in and thought, okay, so it's going to be a good close match, and it honestly wouldn't surprise me to see Liz take it, but just on experience, I think that Ben is the better player still. Ben was edge on that. And then it gets into Paul Preston versus Lon, which Preston lost before, and Preston is probably the hungriest dude in like the newer crowd right now, I think. And it was a close match with him, so I do think he takes it over Harris. Silverstreeny over Roca. Thank you, Danny. Danielle in the house, tinfoil queen herself.
No one can be wrong. He's used to it.
So, Preston against Ben, and here's the thing: Preston, even being on fire, is good, and Ben is that. But
Hey, John.
again, I think if Ben gets his best day on there, he beats Paul. I think Ben plays pretty mostly okay. It stays close enough where it's going to go down to experience again. And the fact that I have him against Mark Riley at the end, which was surprising to me as well, because I didn't think we would get a Who's the Boss face-off.
I didn't know that was allowed on this podcast. Hey-oh.
Yeah, hey, oh boy.
Wait, give me 1 second.
I don't know what he's doing. But
I don't know what he's doing either.
I'm sure it's going to embarrass everybody on here.
Probably. So, you know what? Why don't you just like cut off his video to make sure that no one can see it?
So, what I'm hearing is that according to Dylan's bracket, we will have a face-off.
Oh boy.
You could say we'll have a movie trivia face-off.
Trademark. Our whole stream now is to pay like $5 for the trademarking rights to even say on this. Thank you on that. If you want to super chat in $5 worth of stuff,
Our
yes, I don't know where that money actually goes.
1,000 subscribers, go back in time and pay us $5, please.
Right. But yeah, the moral of the story, I don't know why I feel like Mark Riley's going to go this far. I definitely do have him beating Stacy pretty clean because Stacy's been not the best this season.
Well, and as Harloff even said in his own words, she is probably the most inconsistent singles player out there.
Oh yeah, when she's on fire, she's absolutely great. Like, now I'm not taking away from Stacy. I love Stacy.
Yeah, no, and shit. Like we were taping our reaction for one of the matches a couple days ago, and we were talking about the bracket, and I remember mentioning if we get the Stacey Howard that took down Mark Ellis, then Riley is in deep shit. But if we get the Howard who fought against Janine, well, yeah,
Okay,
possibly knockout.
Let's also I think if Stacey sees these brackets, she hasn't taped her match. No, she has technically. So never mind. I think Stacey Howard is the clinch point for bracket busting. I think enough of us have Rachel over Roca that it's like, oh yeah, it's big, but it's not that big.
Yeah.
For some reason, everyone is rooting against Stacey Howard for one woman I've seen. Everyone else.
Poor Stacy. Like Stacy, I haven't seen her ahead on anybody's brackets except for maybe Jay's and Stacy's own bracket, which I haven't seen, but I'm assuming.
Yeah. And actually, okay, I saw this brought up in the chat. I'm trying to remember who actually brought it up. Give me 2 seconds. Who said it? Okay, Brian Nussbaum actually did bring up something about the Ellis and Bibiani match. I think we're all kind of forgetting that. Sure, statistics wise and experience wise, Bibbs should have us in the bag. But lest we forget, where is this match taking place?
1 second. Christian Jacobs, you're muted. Fuck Roca.
Okay.
Where is the match taking place? Live in Orlando?
It is taking place live in Arizona.
Arizona?
Chance's home turf.
Oh, that's even more reason for him to choke. That pressure is on Chance more than Bibbs.
No. He puts up rather than shuts up. He will use the crowd to his advantage and win that match.
So here's the other thing I've been keeping in mind with Bibbs as well. Like, I love Bibbs. Honestly, I've been saying for a long time Ethan's going to clean the floor with this whole tournament before I even went into the brackets. But then I remember thinking, Ethan hasn't played a whole lot this season. Bibbs has. Ethan has Bibbs has a number one contender shot at any given point, and he's just sitting comfy AF. Honestly, standing comfy AF in any of the matches he goes into. He's in a no-pressure situation, which I think has been his biggest deterrent to him losing a lot of the times. And because of that, we've seen Bibbs be cleaning up this season. Other than like a couple of give or take moments, I mean, he's been winning a lot more than he's been losing.
Wait, where is it? Did you say cleaning up?
Oh, God, quit doing this to me. Why do I... This is why I made it called the Asian podcast. I couldn't deal with the shtick that James always brings into our episode.
What can I say? I'm a prop performer. I'm just missing a carrot and a shitty haircut.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Well, no, you got the shitty haircut down, Pat.
No, I have the second greatest hair in all of Face Off, the best until someone else debuts.
So I'm glad that a lot of the chat mostly agrees that Silverstream beats Roca.
Most of us and Christian Jacobs, you're still on mute.
Oh, unmute him. Come on.
Wrong.
Everybody's allowed to have a wrong opinion in here, James. It's okay.
So there's two opinions that are not allowed in this house. It's that you're cheering for Roca, and that you like Snyder as a person. Nothing else. That everything else flies. They're the only two things I can't get past.
But if he calls, do you pick up?
No, I blocked the number.
Yeah. So I guess that's a lot of the brackets, guys. Bibbs takes it. Possibly Irwin takes it.
That would have been nice, Eric Frederick. Imagine him losing to corruption again. That would have been great.
Here's my thing. I am so sure that Chance doesn't make it to even the finals of this. 100% sure he doesn't win the whole thing. I will buy a corruption T-shirt for not myself. I won't wear it.
For your wife.
I'll buy it for just some random fan in the corruption fan group and say, "Hey, who wants it? You know what? I lost a bet. Here's this." But
What's the bet? What's the bet?
that's exactly the bet. So, all right, since you two are so gung-ho about Chance making it through, let's put the money where the mouth is then. Do you guys got what do we want to do? Chat, help us out here.
I'll buy you an I'm Still Standing shirt if Bibbs wins, and then you buy me a corruption shirt if Chance wins.
What do we think?
That's fair. I honestly have no horse in this particular race, just because, as we've all kind of established,
Your bracket
at least between, well, yes, that too, but between the three of us,
Mhm.
whoever wins that live match in Arizona is gonna win the tournament.
Yeah, that's pretty
And-
much what we're about it.
And of course, like and as I've been going back and forth on with Chance, like I think he's got it for stats reasons, but also for selfish reasons of if I when I inevitably get the call up, and it was going to take me fucking forever to get my my little score with him settled. That's right, you motherfucker. I have not forgotten about you. Do I want it to be worth my weight to have to work towards him, or do I want to just get? Hopefully, I can get him. Hope I can get him right away. I want to work for it because I want to see Chance Paul 2 for the belt.
Wait.
Selfishly.
Wait. I'll agree with you there. So this is a good point. So if Irwin or Haley Fouch beats Bibbs or Chance, we should all buy Hitman shirts.
Okay.
Hitman shirts?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's almost as bad as a Horseman shirt. I don't know if the Horseman shirt or not.
This is not the Horseman shirt because he's probably a fucking Horseman in disguise.
With Brandon Hanna, you could probably flip that shirt as a reversible thing, and it's actually a 5 Horseman shirt. I've seen that.
Well, no. See, here's the thing: is that then you flip it again, and then it's a family shirt. Then you flip it again, and then it's a fucking corruption shirt. Then you flip it again, then it's a fucking whatever the other factions are. Brandon, just make up your goddamn mind.
You wear it front, it's a Hitman shirt. You wear it back, it's a Horseman shirt. You wear it inside out, it's a family shirt. And you wear it front to back, it's a dungeon shirt.
or a J shirt or whatever.
Honestly, I would love if he's in Time Machine as like the big plot twist of this all, but you don't fuck with Andrew Guy. Like that's
No.
Actually, if anyone should go to Time Machine, it should be Chandru.
Yeah, change your
but Hannah and Janine are like friends in real life, so that'd be great. Plus, like get Silvestrini and Devin in there.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed none of y'all or in the chat got my Big Hero 6 reference. Fuck you.
Does the Hitman even have a
Yeah,
t-shirt?
but Big Hero 6 sucks, James. So sorry.
Better than Hunchback.
Big Hero 6 is so
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's really not.
Lose
good.
it.
Big Hero 6 is at least the best unofficial sequel to WALL-E I've ever seen. So
I will say, if you guys want a good time, go watch the Dedicated to Art episode of ranking all the animated Disney films.
what is dedicated to Walrus?
And then leave a comment saying that Oliver and Company is top 10 Disney animated films of all time because you know damn well it is and has the best fucking soundtrack.
Thank you, Abby.
There's
Abby,
also like a very nice 68 minutes. It's nice, it's breezy, and fuck whatever else.
remind me again why Abby's not on this show right now. Can we trade?
Because we're saving her for the Shire Wolves match.
Yeah, that's gonna be sweet.
Whenever the fuck you decide to release it.
We'll talk about it then. Wait, so let's redo the bet then. Let's go back. All right, because we've all
Yeah.
pretty much settled on whoever wins in New York or Arizona or whatever the hell it is, they're taking the tournament. So let's scrap all of it in two then and just say, all right, if Bibbs wins the tournament, then you got to get me a Beast shirt. If Chance wins the tournament, I got to get you, I guess, a Corruption shirt. And then if neither of us are right, then we both have to buy a Call to Action now. New shirts in the house. Where's that comment from? There we go. Kelsey.
Hello, Chandru Dandapani, friend of the
Chandru.
show, amazing person.
Chandru, I love you. You messed up my plug. We're plugging our own stuff. Kelsey, other one of the many podcast hosts of this show, we've now got official merch, guys. Check it out on TeePublic. Look at Call to Action. I don't know where the link is. That probably would be great. But, yeah, I just ordered my shirt today, so I'm already ahead on my bet. Chandru, we love you. We really do, Chandru. I didn't mean to disrespect you. He loves Big Hero 6 because Chandru is a smart man.
He's correct.
Real quick, I want to see who does everybody else got winning in their brackets.
Yeah. So here,
Let's see what you got.
y'all leave your ideas below. I'm gonna run through some call to action responses to this.
Sure.
So let's go back to my screen. Fuck yours, Dylan.
And support.
Well, luckily for you, Brandon, I never have been in Action Army, nor will I ever be. So
Hold on. If you're Action Army,
Boo.
you're
Boo.
yeah,
Boo.
4 or 5 horsemen shirt on the Call to Action stream.
In a week,
You don't get to claim Traeger.
like I'm not gonna defend the fucking horseman, but you left them after a day. Like that's some bullshit right there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad you fucked him over, but still, you're a traitor.
How dare you have a high school?
What we have here is Melissa's bracket, and she's wrong for putting John Roker to the finals because there's no way he's beating 3 people.
So, and all right, we're not giving the context on Melissa's thing, so I'll be our champion per usual and say that Melissa wanted Roka to go all the way to the end in the finals just to lose, and Phil won a horseman breakup instigator, but 2 to see John Roka cry on a bigger stage because he's that much more invested. Do I agree with this logic? No. Is the thinking there? Sure. But Roka doesn't make it past round 2. Definitely not round 1, but definitely not round 2.
Agreed.
Did anyone have Erwin winning the whole thing? Albert, surprisingly, no. I've been saying it the entire time, and when he does, I'm gonna be really upset. I just didn't go with my gut on it. But right now, my gut says Bibbs. Erwin taking it though, I 100% wouldn't be surprised.
not at all.
It's not surprising, just unlikely because Bibbs and Chance are both incredibly dangerous. But where the fuck is the respect for Paul Preston? I feel like it's like reverse recency bias. Because you guys are like, oh, because he's new, he can't win anything. Bullshit.
No, it at least for me, it's just like I'm overexposed to him. I've gotten too much of him, and look, nothing against the guy personally. I'm just not a fan of the character. Period. I'm not a fan of the frat boys.
No.
I had way too many bad experiences in college and real life, and I'm just like, you know what? Fuck frat boys. Don't care.
That makes sense. I have you start an episode with him.
And yes, and I actually caught a bit of that, and that was really cool that you guys had him on. Like I said, I know he's a friend of the channel, so I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but it's like, you know,
It was personal experience. We get it.
Uh-huh.
I enjoy the character, and that's fine. But as a competitor, he's fucking incredible.
Mhm.
oh dear God, yeah.
Yeah.
But
So-
I also think Lon's gonna get in his head because he's got that win over him.
Yeah, Lon has that win, which is why I kind of just see Preston making a revenge tour with it. I'm with Delman on this Paul guy. Yeah, I mean, I can see where the frat boy mentality would probably rub people along the way. Honestly, I would love to contact Paul Preston because I just have like 2 12-packs of like PBR in my fridge for my birthday that I never got around to drinking, and I bet I could sell them to him for twice the price.
Yeah, easily you could easily.
Hey, as the future of whey protein, the only way is whey protein. I think Paul he needs to take this. Like, it is his brand, it is his dominance that will take him to the finals. Fuck Ben Bateman.
That's fair. Well, what other brackets we got on here? Well, I mean, we know Melissa's wrong on one side of the
This
bracket.
is, I forgot whose this was. I believe this is Nats.
Nats. It has Mike winning. Of course, it's Nats.
Oh yeah. I'm a reveal the secrets. Give me a second.
Yeah, keep dreaming. Keep dreaming.
Oh no, it's Kelsey's.
Oh yeah, Kelsey would be the other one on that one. Yeah.
My favorite member of Call to Action, because you know who the real winner is.
All right, so Kelsey, you're looking good until you have Brendan Meyer get ahead on that one, which I mean he might.
Yeah.
Mark's not the best player in singles right now.
I think
Okay, Silverstream going ahead. Even our chance. I would say Kelsey's smart. I don't see Mike winning.
No.
If it's now him against Mike, or if it's him against Ben again, if that does turn out that way for somehow, sure, maybe I'll give it to him. I'll probably give it to him.
I think Mike takes this in steps. If he can beat Janine, he beats Roka. If he can beat whoever's in that top part, which is fucking dangerous, he can take the finals. Like, it's every other match. I think it's challenge easy, challenge easy.
Yeah. Like, and that's kind of the scary thing about Mike, is that like there's so many directions this could go as far as his particular journey. But I just think oddly enough, I think he's trying to study too much. Like, he's trying to do too much in the same season.
Mm-hmm.
And because, he's also trying to do all of his other work-related stuff, and because, let's face facts, when you're out on the West Coast, you don't have one job, you have 4 jobs, and you are constantly working. And then you're trying to also throw in studying on top of that. You don't have time for shit. Like, seriously, Shannon, I have to commend you for being able to work with that in your relationship. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And for being as supportive as you are. But I that's why I don't have Mike getting past the quarterfinals. He's overworked.
I give him the credit where credit's due, though. If he
of course
somehow did make it through the bracket where he is now, I would have him taking it with that much momentum. He's a momentum player. I mean, he's one of those people who just wins a match and keeps rolling, and that's shown a lot for a lot of his results. Especially coming back on these recent Intergeekdom matches with Rachel and stuff like that. He's taken the L to her, came back. He took the L to Mara, came back. So he's a momentum player. I think that if he actually carries it all the way through to then and he gets in finals, I'll have him on finals. I'll have him as the winner. But
if he actually gets to the finals, you know what? I'll throw my support his way, just because, while again, I don't care for the character of corruption, or whatever the killer KO, whatever the fuck he goes by. I love Mike Kalinowski, the person.
So how do you not like the character then? I mean, Mike is he's a promo heel, and anything past that, he's a face, and that's strictly just because who he is.
He's a hero.
Well, okay. When I say I don't like Mike, what I really mean is I don't like corruption.
That's fair. Corruption is. It's funny, even amongst heels, corruption is like boo.
Yeah.
It's like the faces are like, it's corruption. Boo. Who likes corruption? Like, all right, now I know Nat and
Just me, Eric Frederick, Nat, and Kelsey. No one else.
Okay, so there's 4 people in there.
Yeah. As we do have people in the faction.
Which is funny because I like Mike. I really like Stacy. The manager's good, but for some reason they're just the dog to kick besides the horseman.
I want to backtrack to something Mariano said before. Fuck you, Hannah. So I think, again, we're all skipping over her, and it's for a good reason, but I want to point something out. And I know I said this before. I think Haley Fouch is the first time we can ever see it realistically, a 16 seed having the chance of beating a 1 seed.
Oh, it's the closest it gets.
Yeah.
100%.
I think her match against Zipper is awesome. The fact that it went to sudden death shows that she's a very good competitor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just, it's Ethan Irwin. And he has never not played a good game.
Yeah.
Except for in the one teams match with Sabina, every match has been incredible.
Yeah.
If this is his first slip up, I could see Haley beating him. But it's very unlikely. I think every other 16 seed is like a 1 in 100 chance. Haley is like a 1.
I mean, we'll all find out on Saturday, depending on who amongst your guys' crew will be there.
Most of us will. Honestly,
Like half of the crew, none of which is me and James,
yeah.
which is pretty unfortunate.
Damn.
I'll hijack a plane.
James,
Air Force One style.
James,
Hey,
no.
Air Force One.
No.
Okay.
Fine. Hijack that one. Yeah, we can
Whatever.
that's fine.
Anyway, let me get this bracket off my face. It's like the sun on these monitors. You guys ever have two monitors blasting in your face all the time?
That's what I
Yeah.
do for you fans.
Do you see these lights? I'm
Fine.
white.
Because I have these monitors. Yeah.
Ooh, okay, wait. So we should move on to the next one. This one is from Nats, and it shows. So here's the first one we see where Stacy's beating Riley.
Okay.
But
yeah,
so Nats,
Russian Kool-Aid.
You-
in that.
yeah, you're no longer a fucking you're banned for the podcast because you put Rocco over Silvestrini. What the fuck?
Paul Pratt.
Is Nat in the chat? I want to ban him.
Nah, that's not in here. He knows we're talking about him, though. He always does.
Fuck you, Nat. I'm sure you heard this from whatever nebulous space you're in.
Hey,
Other than Rocco, it's a pretty good bracket.
Bar, John loses in round 2. I mean, yeah, a lot of the staples stick out. Chance winning doesn't happen, but
Yes, it does.
I'll give it to Nat for the most part. This is pretty by the books. If Paul Preston randomly in the round 2, that's probably the biggest upset to happen. Called in for Clyde Live and asked guest Grace Hancock, I know you're rooting for your team, but it wouldn't be nice if Shire was won their final match. Grace replied, no. Total heels.
Okay, wait. What's the big upset you just mentioned or something?
What was I looking at? Paul Preston over Bateman.
What the fuck, Danny? No, I was defending it. How fucking dare you?
Here's Big Melody here at 6. That's Doman, Danny. That's Doman.
Yeah, both of you were.
Also, what? I love Big Hero 6.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fuck you, Doman.
Yeah.
Again,
Right.
I think he can pull the upset.
Side note, Doman, how many people are in that fan podcast of yours, the D2A one?
On average, 3 people.
On average, 3. Jeez.
I have a crew of 4. To be fair, you guys have like about 25 people in here, and you're adding new people every week.
Double it and cut it in half every day.
Kind of my point.
I mean, fair. I think we have the most like members of a podcast out of like the whole. So we have a small ensemble of people. Like it's just an all-star roster, if I do say so myself.
We have the biggest crew of any podcast ever.
Thank you, Danny. Who the fuck is dedicated?
We could. So again, this is going to go into like how we're planning for Spectacular and shit. We could reserve a mansion, like an actual like Airbnb mansion, and it still wouldn't have enough beds. There are way too many of us.
We have tried, and it's so difficult. We can't travel in one big pack.
So we're gonna have to kill off the weak links. So sorry, Dylan, you're up on the chopping block.
For what? Go fuck yourself. I'm the goat of this podcast. And the fact that I didn't even no. Let me make some points here because D2A recently. We're gonna go ahead and transition into promo cuts. I'm not going into my promo yet.
No. We still have more brackets to break, Dylan. Jesus Christ.
No, that's fine. I'm going to give us a quick commercial break, brought to you by Shit Talk. So, here's the thing. For those of us in the chat who don't know, recently Nico from D2A, still trying to figure that out. I could have swore it was the Danny's to Action podcast episode. Nico called out the whole Call to Action crew, except they didn't. Nico called out Alex and James specifically. James, which is a pretty fair bet, you egg him to do on anything and he'll get nude for live shows. But he's definitely not the strongest trivia competitor we have, but sure, toss him in there. Alex, nothing but respect for Alex. I call that. That's fair. But leaves out like half of the other crew. Mind you, like whatever. I'm probably not going to compete in the trivia thing. Trivia and knowledge-wise is probably not my forte. I've pitched another idea to Nico off scenes, but we'll see how that goes. That's some behind-the-scenes inside baseball for our viewers at home. But didn't even shout me out on my own birthday, Nico. What the fuck, man? Like, how are you guys gonna be a fan? How are you guys gonna be a fan podcast of our show and not even wish me a happy birthday? Jeez, is it that hard? Amen. I've been 29. I was humble. Couldn't even get a shout out. Rude. Anyway, that's my pop off for right now. Don't worry, there's gonna be more. There's gonna be a lot more. I've got to actually figure out who DTA is. Maybe watch an episode of their show. If they don't talk about us in the first 5 minutes, I'm gonna be confused while I'm watching. But let's talk about some more brackets.
No, honestly, don't bother.
Yeah, here we go. So this is Danielle's. I love your bracket.
Danielle's got
Paul
going all the way.
Preston. Yes, Danielle. Thank you.
Ugh.
I just love that he has Ethan Irwin going all the way through. Like, honestly, if I had to put money on any other bracket besides my own, I don't know about Paul Preston winning, but the Ethan Irwin mileage on here is pretty spectacular.
So I want you to realize. So again, gentlemen, you're saying, oh, he needs more game time. The more he plays, the better he gets. He's already had 2 perfect rounds in 4 games.
Paul Preston is not like Garo from One Punch Man. He is not like a bunch of other analogies I could use where he just plays and he becomes the perfect player. And listen, I love Paul Preston. I do. Paul Preston is dope. But Paul Preston's got a little bit more trivia knowledge that he's got to iron out with the skill to be winning the whole thing is a whole separate argument.
Yes.
Yes, he's gonna win it. He's gonna win it. Yes.
I will give you the benefit of a doubt and say that Paul Preston can actually win the first 2 matches that he's in, but in finals, he does not win.
Okay, no. So I think the issue we face here is you guys don't see my mouse. I think the top right and the bottom left are going to be the really tough sides. I think, and I would say aside from Brendan Meyer, because I think he's really good, but we only see him really hold up in round 1. Round 3, again, iffy. He's great. He's got great base knowledge. Paul Preston can push all the way. So again, if Paul makes it to the semis, I think he can beat anyone in that top corner. Just it comes down to winning the finals is where it's an issue.
Listen. The winner of this tournament is either coming from the top right or
Bottom left.
Possibly bottom left.
possibly bottom left. And out of that is probably Ben. And that feels bad because I'm not back with Ben anymore.
No.
Yes.
So here,
Yes.
Yeah.
fully unbiased has been
Bullshit.
no.
James,
Has
you
Ben-
don't have an unbiased bone in your body.
That's true.
I've got 206 bones in my body. Thank you very much, and they're all unbiased.
Has Ben done anything impressive in singles besides beating Janine Alon at the beginning of the tournament last year? I really don't think he has.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say that's not necessarily a lot of that's come down to because he hasn't really had necessarily opportunities to. And not to say that, like, if he didn't keep winning, then sure, that would have been a thing. But his highest profile match is against Roka, and even then he lost on a Ninja Turtles question, which I highly expect him to lose to. Otherwise, he wins that match, I think, if I recall correctly. Otherwise, I mean, he's played what? Remind me again. A bunch of the
He's played 9 matches.
Yeah,
Like
he's played
10
9 matches, and most of them are middleweights. Like the ones that he has played against that have been heavyweights, been Mike recently. And that's pretty much it.
I don't know if we could call Mike a heavyweight in singles, though.
And
He's really not. Like,
before, no. Recently,
No.
probably not.
Okay, if Mike wins this tournament, then you can call him a heavyweight in singles.
Sure.
Even if he gets the semis, he's a heavyweight because just look again. I even told him in the interview, he hasn't had an impressive singles run. He's beaten a bunch of competitors who aren't great. He's beaten Brienne twice, Josh, and
He's a bunch of competitors he should have beaten. Period.
Janine, sort of a fucked up win, but a win nonetheless. Ben was his first really impressive win, and he could have beaten Snyder. Like Ben's getting there, and he's studying a lot for teams, which is reflecting in singles.
It's funny with the 3-way lineup between him, Snyder, and Mike. I said if Ben beats Mike, I think Ben takes out Snyder most of those times. KO has been number 1 contender 3 times.
He hasn't. He's been in contention once. I know.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I'll use that argument to put him into a heavyweight, but he's like bottom tier heavyweight.
Yeah, but also in those number one contenders matches, he kind of crapped the bed each time.
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
He won against Rachel and JDE was fucking terrible.
oh my god.
I think we said
He's won against Snyder.
Snyder.
He was very excited, and he's like, "Oh yeah," and he fucked it.
As I say, and he
Abby, you know, I'm on
Ooh.
most of this stuff,
Ooh.
but both of them are pretty just over the hill.
Yeah.
And listen, I have Mark going far on mine, but Mark's over the hill enough on the high level.
Admittedly, if Riley studied, he could get there, but he has such a his biggest downfall is scores and soundtracks. He calls it a strength.
well, to be fair, he only had one bad match in that, and that was against everyone's favorite guy.
Say it, Doman. Say it. So, who did he lose to?
Who's the favorite guy?
Who's the favorite guy?
I just said it.
No.
Everyone's favorite guy. Get it?
Who-
Because
I'm not
Andrew guy.
Andrew. Everybody in the. You know what? Everybody in the
Andrew Guy TKO'd a horse. Who knew?
notes.
in this chat for like the next couple seconds. Can I just get emote flood? Just spam it. I don't care. I'm not gonna block you. Didn't lose the Snyder. Whatever. We're not.
Go next in chat. It's Andrew Guy love because he's not in the tournament and it's
Points, all that shit. And then his match against Snyder, when he got Spinner's Choice and got it, he also went 2 for 4. Like he has a reliance on scores and soundtracks, which he's either very good in or mixed in. Like he needs to round out his strengths.
I feel like Roca has lost his fire in singles for now. Albert
For now, forever.
Yeah,
fire in the
you're not wrong.
in the Schmodown. Like other than playing against Corruption at this point, he's got no fire left. If it's his last dying wish, he wants to beat Mike in a tag team match and against Corruption. But that's about it. Like that's the last thing he has to hold on to for this league. He doesn't have really rivalries left because whatever, Ben's in the Horseman now and he just doesn't care about the family. So yeah. I mean that's all he's got left to live for is Corruption.
Mm-hmm.
He's contemplated retiring several times. Yes, he has. I'm surprised he hasn't retired.
I'm gonna move on just because we got this. Eric Frederick actually sent me his list, so
Hey.
while I load this up, this is a pretty good list. Again, Stacy little questionable, Irwin little questionable. Otherwise, I think it's pretty good.
Irwin losing the KO. See, that's my biggest hot take out of all this. If
Yeah,
Irwin
no.
starts making it past, if he makes it into round 2 or makes it past round 2, he wins.
Literally, Irwin would have to spend like Disney or some category that he clearly just doesn't care about, and Mike would have to get comic book movies
Right.
to get that.
Oh,
I-
no, and I think we can all agree Mike winning that is very unlikely. But he's done a perfect game, and he's had near perfect games before.
And and remind me, what category is Spain in that perfect game?
It doesn't matter. It's the fact
It does matter, actually. I'd say it does matter.
Category in the perfect game? On
And
the top?
Irwin,
He spun James Bond in that perfect game.
Yes.
every game he's spun where he's played good has been James Bond.
Yeah, that's kind of my
Well,
point.
that makes sense because he spun his category.
Yeah, it would be like me spinning movie release dates, or it would be like me spinning Star Wars. Like, yeah, of course I'm gonna do great in those categories. Like,
Okay, but so here's what you're ignoring. That also means a perfect round 1, and either a perfect or really good round 3, depending on how far he gets. Mike can do it. It's hard, but he can.
I'm not saying he can't, but I'm just saying I want to see him do that level of a perfect game on a category that I had no idea he was actually good at. Because granted, like he actually proved to be pretty solid in thrillers against Ben.
Mm.
But remember, he got 3 points in that first round.
And like I even told him, like, if your round 1 was better, would have been a fucking dominant game. You could have, I think it could have been a TKO at that point if I remember correctly. But it's tough. You know what, Nico? Thank you for being here. Just fast forward through Joman's bad opinions.
Yeah, by all means. 'Cause like I said,
I
again,
don't know if Nico can absorb
10
that
minutes.
negativity about D2A in 48 minutes worth of time. That might be an overload.
That's all right.
well, also to be fair, at least on D2A, we talk about more than one topic. So to
So
be
you're
fair.
not a Showdown after show. Good for you. You have your own
Woo.
little nebulous bullshit.
Brian Fernandez screams everybody's name, but just lower caps me. Brian Fernandez, I thought we were friends. Ouch.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you. As my person in the dollhouse. I have no brackets I can share.
Anyway, let's start the wrap up
Dollhouse.
here. We're about at that hour mark, and we've been beating the bracket horse for a little bit. I did want to obviously make this an episode, and I guess we'll thank Delman for being here.
I'm used to taking abuse on everyone else's shows. So
Are you the James of your guys' host show?
Shit.
Is that how that works?
sorry.
Are you the James of your guys' show?
No. I'm more so the you.
Oh, then you shouldn't be taking a shit. You should be telling
Do
them to fuck
you
off.
watch our show enough to know who everyone is? Like Mike.
Honest opinion. This is all kayfabe aside.
Yeah.
I do good to watch a lot of our stuff, and that's like I will catch one episode here or there of a bunch of other community stuff because I support all of our stuff, but I'm busy just being able to make my own episodes on this show. But when I genuinely ask who D2A is, I'm half kidding, half like.
All right, and then yeah, all kayfabe aside. So dedicated art, we talk about music in our weekly show, Downtown Dissection. We talk about movies, and whatever else the hell is on my mind in our weekly show, the Who Cares Anime podcast, hosted by me. And occasionally we'll talk Schmoedown stuff, but sometimes I'll just talk about whatever else is going on. Like we'll do like a weekly topic. For example, when James comes on, we're gonna talk about music movies, and it's gonna be great. And Dylan, honestly, if you ever want to come on the show, just DM me with a topic, and we'll make it happen.
And we're going to talk about why Blues Brothers isn't a musical, and why Dewey Cox is
one of the greatest fucking movies ever made. So then of course we also do Schmoedown reactions because Case and I have been doing it since very early 2017, since we were back on Take 3, and then obviously that's why we started Dedicated Art in the first place.
What's Take 3?
Right.
Is that a joke? I don't get it. What's Take 3?
Well, what the fuck? I must have clicked on something. Okay, so as Take 3 Junior, I look forward to meeting you guys in January.
In all seriousness, it's gonna be a fun little match just because I loved helping Nico with his trivia for Thon last year, and I can't wait to see just helping him out with a great cause. Because look, cancer fucking sucks.
Cancer sucks.
And anything that we can do to help stop it, even if it's talk shit on each other for the next 4 months and compete in trivia against each other. Yeah. I'm more than happy to do it.
Fun fact, I actually made my trivia debut during his Trivia for Thon last year.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I was in a classics match with Caleb Boatman, Chris Dalby, Sean Sandberg, and I think a couple other people.
Nice.
Yeah, and also because I see John here. So I hid Brian as Dollhouse because people may not know him. John, you are literally fucking famous in the Schmoedown. Like, your girls are amazing. The family match in the movie trivia face-off is getting a shit ton of views, and it's great.
Yeah.
And also, like, you're an awesome fucking dude, and everyone who has met you is like, oh, you're incredible. You're like bigger than trivia. Like, you don't need an introduction.
Mario,
Brian is going to be the fucking manager of the year for Dollhouse because we're going to win that fucking thick belt.
Mariana, remind me if you're Schmoedown Nashville in the comments whenever you get the chance. I don't remember.
You're in the greatest pun I've heard in a while. Yes, the doll face. Off.
Oh boy. But yeah, so as from what I do know on this whole thing, as we're figuring out all the details, we haven't even accepted officially yet.
Yeah.
But it is for a good cause. As little as I know about D2A or any other show that isn't ours, or Abby or Albert's fan of the show, fan and friends of the show. It's for a good cause. So we'll probably do something. We'll probably show up. It's for a good cause.
Just to show you how dedicated. Here, I'm going to show you guys how dedicated we are.
To your art.
I cut a promo earlier, very half seriously, ignoring the hickey on my neck, and I'll cut a better one later because this is very informal. But I'm going to show you guys how dedicated all of us are to this match, beating Nico and dedicated to art.
I heard you wanted to challenge Call to Action to a movie trivia match. Well,
I was going to tour my school.
I heard you wanted to challenge Call to Action to a movie trivia match. Well, Nico, Suave, Rigoli, Chris, Defer, Doman, Case, Cornelioso. That was the biggest mistake of your entire career. And sure, you may think you and your pretentious named podcast and any of the other skills you think you have, non-existent. This was just a massive flub. But yeah, we'll accept your challenge. Myself, Alex Mac Daddy, wonderful name she has, all 30 of them.
She does have a lot of names, doesn't she?
Secret competitor who you don't get to know about yet. We would love to take you on and beat you. Because as we all know, come January, we will win the Movie Trivia Showdown Reactor Podcaster Fan Best Person
Awards
Ever
are in
award.
February.
Fuck.
And you will get runner-up.
Harlow said
Like you
January
will
last I
do
heard.
in every match you play,
Oh, it must be last
in
week of
every
January.
job
then.
you
My bad.
apply for,
Yeah,
and
he said
all
later
those
January.
30 lives you've had each.
All right.
Second place. Because
I mean, I could be wrong. He hasn't said super official, but in the most recent chats.
it's been nice to talk to you. We haven't had the chance to really call you a bitch to your face yet. So, hi. Why?
James, you call me a bitch every time we're on a training session, so I don't know what the fuck that's
It
about.
hasn't been shown yet, so I needed to do it formally. And
You called me a
depending
bitch the other night when I streamed that session. What the fuck?
on the
You
point,
lying sack of shit.
okay, I haven't cut a promo officially yet.
Ah,
I'm still unsure
gotcha.
how in character we're gonna be.
Fine,
But
fine.
Delman,
In
we're
character.
gonna win, and you know it
Mhm.
because we're the greatest. You can see that
Ooh.
in our interviews, in our episodes. Shit, we got you on before you got us on. That is proof that we're the best.
It's true.
And you're just a sad, strange little man who begs for pity.
Okay.
And also, I cut the best promo out of all of us. So, what are you gonna do besides sit there and copy my fucking gimmick? And
Bitch, I've been doing this for 3 fucking years, okay? You are a fucking child in this game. I have been doing this longer than anyone. The only people who do this longer than me is late to the party.
and see, wait,
And
Delman, see,
nobody talks about them anymore. And yet
You
I'm
wanna see-
still
you wanna see why
getting
we're
talked
better?
about.
You want to see why we're better? Boom. That's why I control the narrative, bitch. You can't do anything. You may think, oh, you're older, you're better. I'm Paul Preston, you're John Roca, and we're putting you out to fucking pasture.
Not Danny, not yet. We don't want
You know,
to
if you're trying to kick me out, you're supposed to actually kick me out, not
Oh no, I'm not.
bring
I'm
it
not.
back in.
I actually want to hear you talk, plug your show and shit.
Well, then, if it is the end of the night, then guys, thank you very much for having me on. Thank you for abusing the fuck out of me. It's like I said, I'm more than used to it.
You're welcome.
Let's,
It goes both ways. Don't worry.
Oh, it totally does.
I'll be sure to have Case curse at me whatever foreign language he speaks in.
But until next time, you guys can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Stardust, Letterboxd, and Discord at Skywalker Doman. You guys can follow Dedicated Art on Twitter and Instagram at D2A Channel. Please like our Facebook page and go check out our Showdown Reactions, Downtuned Dissection, where we take a look at all kinds of music, mostly rock and metal, but we do make exceptions from time to time. And then, of course, my show, the Who Cares Anime Podcast, where James Spence will be coming on in a few weeks to talk about music movies and why Walk Hard is one of the best movies ever made. But this Friday, actually, we also will be premiering our latest episode where I sat down with Kaiser in preparation for the Paul Oyama title match in New York. So, yay.
You talked to Kaiser. We got Roxy. Someone got Manager of the Year there.
Yep.
When you
And
talk
sure
to
as hell ain't her.
Probably
Yep, and we need to interview Ken to really get the actual Manager of the Year.
Is he, though?
Probably.
Yes.
so.
I'd say it's more Grace out of the two of them, but,
I mean, yeah, because Grace did sort of throw out Roxy for a match.
yeah.
Anyway, now that they're done plugging their own stuff, I'm going to plug me for a minute, guys. Hey, welcome.
To the Call to Action podcast. I'm the one true host, Dylan Camacho, and today I'm exiting out of this podcast episode.
I want to thank James for helping put together this episode and keeping it together. I like to thank Doman for popping on and being fans of our show. It's always good to make sure we get some of the fan appreciation up here. We always try to cycle some reactors to our content onto our show. Try to give them a little appreciation, But yeah, you can also catch me at Twitter at CAMACH Octopus. I tweet occasionally, mostly recently talking about how much I hated myself after getting way too hammered on Saturday. That was a very bad Sunday for me. Real quick, speaking of, Abigail Friel mentioning one of my favorite things, has Harloff acknowledged Schmodown Nashville yet? No, damn it, no, you haven't, and it's driving me at the walls.
I almost played your Fight Club video.
Oh boy, yeah. So help me God, the next live event I'm at, even if it is at the awards when we're accepting the awards,
Look.
he will hear Schmodown Nashville.
Dylan, I will do you a solid, and I will bug him about it for you.
Hell yes, Doman. All right, just for that, I'm going on to the Dedicated to Art show at some point in the future. We're gonna talk. I don't know. How do you guys feel about Deftones?
I can't hear them
top-
because I'm Deftone.
Top 10 favorite bands of all time. Let's do
Top
it.
10 favorite bands. All right, guys, we're talking Deftones. We're going over all the
Who
discography.
wants to talk about
Yes.
Neon Trees, the band of my generation?
You know, they're not bad, but they're no Deftones.
Oh, they're fucking great. Are you kidding?
Deftones is the greatest of all time.
Its album is perfect.
I mean, Jesus Christ. Chino Marino never gets enough credit. Steph Carpenter never gets enough credit as a guitar
Chino
player.
Marino,
And
Kevin
I'm sorry to say it, Abe
Carpenter.
Cunningham is quite possibly the best new metal drummer in the scene.
I would agree. I would agree on all of those fronts. Nashville 2021. No, it's gonna be 2020, baby. We may have lost the battle this year.
Albert, you've got this. You know what to do.
Oh God, Albert, I would be there so fast. You know what? Everybody super chat me plane money, and I'll just leave work.
The wrong one. The wrong one. Fuck.
Yeah, I guess I'll hit up Doman for a Deftones episode. I threw that out there in a whim, but I can talk Deftones all day.
We need to get Danny to talk about the new Taylor Swift album and why it's fucking garbage.
Woo, we're not going there, but I will support Snowdown Nashville. We're now moving into our 2020 movement. 2019 seems to be kind of already booked up. They've made T-shirts of it, so I'm probably not winning this year. But 2020, guys, never stop fighting.
November Nashville, not 2019. And you know why it'll be then? Because we'll be playing there live against Dedicated to Arts.
In November.
That was a joke.
As I say, good luck paying for my flight and hotel.
Oh, Taylor Swift, how she hasn't had a good song since Love Story in 2009. Yeah, fuck her.
Shout out to Danny with the Lizzo shout out. Lizzo has been fire recently, girl.
That shit talk track was dope. Anyway, that's me putting all my plugs in for today. Hashtag Schmodown Nashville. Hashtag dopest podcast ever. Check out Call to Action. Call to Asian podcast sometimes. If you really are a fan of the show, you know what I'm talking about. Shout outs to Albert in the chat. Abby, we'll get you as an honorary Asian on there soon. James, close us out.
I didn't do anything wrong. I'm just here. I haven't even heard the album. I'm just causing shit. I'll plug my own shit when I get to it. I might change my Twitter soon. I might change my Instagram soon. Who knows? So let's just not plug it. You can find me at the Movie Trivia Face Off, playing Michael Campbell, and then possibly Mr. Ghostface Billa. Forgot his real name, but Philadelphia or something.
Bill Cariola, yeah.
Thank you. There you go. I forgot his name. Whatever. Yeah, Michael Campbell. Watch that shit. Have fun. And that is us signing off. We will see you next Monday, a week from today. We'll have Doman on again to talk about Whitney versus Brendan Meyer and Mark Riley versus Stacey Howard, and watch everyone's bracket get busted. Let's see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
That is us signing off. Old school. Peace out, motherfuckers.
Take care.
Okay, bye.
Hashtag China sucks. Wait, no, I can't say that shit.